Toronto Stevie Live. It's the return of the Smackdown Summary. Yes, we had Smackdown live from London, England, or on tape because I watched it late. Um, Smackdown from London, England. But before we get to that, there was also another wrestling show that I want to talk about, and that is TNA Wrestling. TNA Wrestling debuted on the AMC channel on Thursday night. I did get an opportunity to watch that one as well, and I wanted to review both of these shows in this episode of Toronto Stevie Live. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Did you watch Impact? Did you watch SmackDown? And what did you think of the shows? Let's get underway here. So first of all, you had TNA Wrestling. Came to you from the Curtis Culwell Center in Garland, Texas. They started the show, and this show actually reminded me of WWE, like other shows when they debut on a new channel. A lot of explaining, and this one started out the same way. The show kicks off with a video package of TNA Wrestling with some weird voice over. Not the usual guy. It was somebody different. It did sound really weird, but they did a video package with a lot of clips of TNA. And I noticed a lot of these clips did feature the guy who was in the opening segment of TNA Wrestling, and that was AJ Styles. Now, they're not using AJ's original TNA music, Get Ready to Fly. It's a different take on his theme music, but they had his WWE logo, Phenomenal One logo, and he comes down to the ring, and the crowd's chanting for him. He's really drinking it all in. He grabs a mic, and the fans start chanting his name. But AJ basically says, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because there's some wrestling to do. And so he says, welcome to the house that AJ Styles built. And, but now he says, it's bigger, it's badder, and it's bolder than ever. See. And so there was a lot of promotion of the AMC channel all night. Started with AJ Styles. The crowd's hyped for it. And so, but that was the opening segment, because next out came the former Elias. Elijah is his name now. And he says, I have one question. Who wants to walk with Elijah? And immediately, Jeff Hardy comes out, and that leads into the opening match of the night. Elijah, Matt, and Jeff Hardy taking on Order 4, which was Mustafa Ali, Jason Hodge, and John Schuyler. So this was a 6-man tag team match. Crowd got into it right from the beginning, but it was Elijah and the Hardys. It was Jeff Hardy using the Swanton Bomb, and Matt Hardy getting the pin. So the baby faces win the opening match. And after the match, though, one of Order 4's, I guess their enforcer, some big tall guy called Agent Zero, single-handedly took out all the baby faces. Just beat the crap out of them. And then I guess the Hardy Boys, who are the TNA World Tag Team Champions, they have an upcoming tag team title match against a tag team called The Righteous. The Righteous come down to the ring to chase off Agent Zero, and they look like they're helping out the Hardy Boys when they actually come down and they beat them up. So the Hardys, yes, they win the tag team title match. They win the 6-man tag team match, but then they get their asses kicked by everybody. So But then I think after they got beat up, um, uh, we go backstage, and their backstage interviewer, whose name is Gia Miller, is interviewing the TNA World Heavyweight Champion Frankie Kazarian. Um, Frankie Kazarian is going to defend the title in the main event against Mike Santana. So he hypes up the title match. Coming back from the commercial break, there's a video package, another TNA wrestling video package from the 2000s on the X Division. And then we get some celebrities who are AMC celebrities and some TNA wrestlers like Eric Young and AJ Francis. Gia Miller is hyping up some AMC shows and some celebrities that I have no idea who they are. Sorry, I'm an old guy. I don't know who all these modern day celebrities are. One thing about this show I will say is there was a lot less wrestling, a lot more video packages, and that was the main criticism that people who are on the YouTubes are criticizing TNA for, and that criticism is probably warranted. A lot of video packages, a lot of non-wrestling. There was a video package of Ariana Grace turning on her father, Santino Marella, but Santino, he's I guess the director of authority for TNA wrestling. He comes down to the ring, and he's hurt, he's angry, his daughter turned on him, but he had the show's got to go on. It's water under the bridge, or water on a duck. I mean, well, who knows? Anyway, he has an announcement to make, and his announcement is that there is a new the board of directors of TNA wrestling have announced that they've hired a new person, very professional, committed to the product, and out comes the former Sonya Deville from WWE. Her name is Daria Ray, and Daria Ray comes down to the ring, and I mean, you think that she's going to be very thankful to Santino, but instead, she basically is doing the same gimmick she did in WWE as Sonya Deville. She's cusses out Santino Marella, turns heel immediately, and introduces that she says she signed a new knockout to TNA. Her name is Elena Black, and Elena Black is the former Cora Jade from NXT. The TNA announcers say that I guess that Elena Black used to be in TNA. She hasn't been there in a while. But even this was criticized, that the former Sonya Deville comes out and immediately turns heel on and thought they're just rushing through things. Anyway, we go backstage. AJ Styles is talking to Mike Santana, and he basically tells Mike Santana that he's known Frankie Kazarian for 20 years, but he wants Mike Santana to kick Kazarian's ass and win the title. So coming back from the commercial break is one car crash segment that is Brian Alvarez went ballistic on this one. It was the Elegance brand, the personal concierge has the Elegance brand in the ring, and he introduces Perez Hilton. Now, Perez Hilton, I mean, like, he's this American celebrity, but it seems like, was it like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he was a thing? I don't know about 2026, but anyway, Perez Hilton is there with the Elegance brand, Heather by Elegance, M by Elegance, and Ash by Elegance. And they want to introduce a new person, Mr. Elegance. this weird looking dude with some strange looking costume he was wearing. Anyway, his name is John Ziegler from Ohio Valley Wrestling. He's Mr. Elegance. Looks like, yeah, he does look like some weird looking dude. Anyway, this leads into the next match of the night, the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. The champions, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, known as the Inspiration. They were formerly in WWE, defending the title against the Elegance brand, M by Elegance, and Heather by Elegance. And this Mr. Elegance guy did interfere in the match, and the Elegance brand did defeat the Inspiration. Now, it was reported by Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful, that the Inspiration were leaving TNA. Where they were going, I don't know, whether they're going back to WWE or they're going to AEW. Wherever they're going, they're leaving TNA, so this probably explains why they had to drop the tag team titles. The Elegance brand celebrates in the ring. We go backstage. Ariana Grace is with NXT, some NXT guys, Stax Lorenzo, and coming back from the commercial break. Oh, there's a TNA injury report, and then back from the commercial break is Indy Hartwell. She's confronted by the Elegance brand, but Indy wants the World Championship. Santino is in the ring, and he welcomes the TNA Women's Champion, Lei Ying Lee, the former Xia Li from WWE, and Xia Brookside. And they basically announced that Danny Luna, who was going to challenge Lei Ying Lee for the world title, is having visa issues and is unable to compete at Genesis, which is the next TNA pay-per-view. So, but Santino says Lei Ying Lee is a fighting champion and she has an open contract, and she will defend the title at Genesis. And so it's an open challenge. But who answers the challenge? None other than TNA Wrestling's Zarya and Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka cuts a promo, and she basically volunteers Zarya to face Lei Ying Lee at TNA Genesis, and they sign a contract right on Santino's back to make the match official. So we go backstage. Mike Santana, still preparing for his title, coming back from the commercial break. So another segment with Santino. I think he's talking to Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander wants the X Division title, but that's Leon Slater's title. And so then finally, the System appears. The System gets on the mic, and they go on and on. Eddie Kingston, JDC, I guess JDC, the former Fandango, is going to have a match with Eddie Kingston at Genesis, which will be the final match for JDC. So JDC, but JD, he wants to announce the newest member of the System. And I can't remember. I think I skipped this segment. Anyway, we get a video package, another video package. But Carlos Silva is there, and he brings out Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter cuts a promo, but you could tell that the TNA crowd, was booing Dixie Carter. Bully Ray, the former Bubba Ray Dudley, comes down to the ring. Coming back from the commercial break, TNA World Title match. Frankie Kazarian defending the title against Mike Santana, with Bully Ray on commentary. And this one went through, I think this one went through a couple of commercial breaks, main event. But it was Mike Santana hitting the spin the block, knocking down Kazarian, pinning him 1, 2, 3. New TNA World Heavyweight Champion Mike Santana. And afterwards, Carlos Silva came back into the ring, presented Mike Santana with the TNA belt, and that was it. I know there was a lot of criticism about this, that the production did seem a little awkward. The editing did seem a little awkward. They probably do need to improve their production. Somebody in the production truck has really got to do something about this, because it did come across as second rate. And TNA is working with WWE. You'd think that WWE would, I don't know, at the very least give them some pointers about how to put a show on. But it did, I would give TNA's debut sort of kind of like thumbs kind of leaning down, because not enough wrestling. They have a great roster. Nick Nemeth, the former Dolph Ziggler, is working there, but he wasn't even on the show. AJ Francis, the former Top Dollar, was in the crowd, didn't have a match. And there's probably some other TNA talents that I can't remember off the top of my head who didn't have matches on that show. Who could have, you could have taken out some segments and put more wrestling on that show. But we'll see if they improve, if I can catch some TNA wrestling from time to time. But the following night was Smackdown, London, England, from the, I believe it was from the OVO Arena, Smackdown. We had the Superstar Arrivals coming up. They announced the qualifying matches for the number one contenders for Saturday night's main event. 4 matches were going to take place. There was the 3 stages, a video package of the 3 stages of Hell match, in which Drew McIntyre won the undisputed WWE title. And then coming back from the commercial break, coming back from the video package, you had some people with bagpipers, and they're playing their bagpipes, and then they form a little line on the ramp, and out comes Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre comes down to the ring. He's got the title belt. He's sinking it. He's drinking it in too, because they're in London, England. He's kind of like he's not the hometown favorite, as he's from Scotland, but there's a lot of people cheering for Drew McIntyre. But when he gets on the mic, he basically says, "Screw you." And he immediately cuts. He says, "I'm not doing the bad guy wrestler, but seriously, screw you. Where were you when I was fired? Where were you when CM Punk kept screwing me? You were all cheering him on. You were all yeeting with Jey Uso when Cody and his crooked referee screwed me. Where were you?" While the crowd responded with a CM Punk chant. So, the love that Drew faced from the crowd was short-lived. Anyway, so Drew is immediately interrupted by Randy Orton. Randy Orton gets a mic, and he basically says that he's going to qualify, and he's going to win. He will not hesitate to hit Drew McIntyre with the 3 most dangerous letters in professional wrestling, RKO. But before any festivities can take place, Jacob Fatu comes down to the ring and he basically takes out Drew McIntyre. They tumble out of the ring and tumble over the barricade, and Jacob Fatu chases Drew McIntyre right out of the arena. And I think, I don't know, this seemed a little bit weak for your new world champion to immediately be chased by somebody. Yes, Drew could play the chicken shit heel, but he's kind of like, still, I thought for Drew McIntyre, that was probably a bad look. But basically, it leaves Randy Orton in the ring. And as Randy is looking into the camera, behind him, The Miz sneaks up behind him and it immediately hits a skull-crushing finale, going into the commercial break. Coming back from the commercial break, the match is underway. The opening qualifying match for the number one contenders at Saturday night's main event, Randy Orton versus The Miz. Miz tries to hit another skull-crushing finale. I think he did, but Randy Orton kicked out. But Randy comes back with an RKO out of nowhere, pins The Miz, and he's the first one to qualify for the number one contenders match. So Orton celebrates. Backstage, Drew is confronted by Ilya Dragunov, and Ilya basically says that he's going to, he's going to get his shot at the WWE title. We go to commercial break. Coming back from the commercial break, Solo Sikoa, he's got Uncle Howdy's lantern. And I guess there's going to be another match with the MFTs and the Wyatt Six. And then Lash Legend and Alexa, Lash Legend and the Samoan woman, I can't remember her name right now, Nia Jax, helped defeat Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair for the women's tag team titles. Charlotte Flair is there. Alexa Bliss wonders if Charlotte's got her back this week. Charlotte assures that she does. Coming back from the commercial break, you have some celebrity. I have no idea who the hell this person is. Michael Venom Page. Oh, a UFC person or a fan? Or I have no idea. Anyway, next match of the night is Julia, the Women's United States Champion, and Kiana James taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. In this match, you could clearly tell who got the shine in this one. Nonetheless, it was Alexa Bliss hitting Kiana James with the Sister Abigail DDT, and she immediately pinned her. Winners were Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. But before they can celebrate, Nia Jax and Lash Legend came out and blindsided the baby faces and beat them up. They then Julia, the U.S. champion, got into their faces, but Kiana James was pulling her away. Kiana James did not want to confront the two heels. So coming back from the commercial break, Solo Sikoa basically says to the Wyatt Six, if you want this lantern back, you better put the tag team titles on the line. I think that was later made official that was going to happen, I think next week. Back in the arena, Cody Rhodes comes down and Cody is booed. In London, Cody did get some boos. So Cody basically tries to cut a babyface promo, but he says, don't worry, we're going to address the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. I'm not just the company's champion, I was your champion. And the crowd even booed him even louder for saying that. But nonetheless, he keeps cutting his promo. And so, he's talking about, so basically what Cody came down to do, he was talking about Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin. And what does he have in common with all of these people? All of these people won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. And Cody basically says that only one of them has ever had a three-peat. And he announces that he is the first official entrant into the 2026 Royal Rumble. Now, I certainly hope that Cody Rhodes does not win the Royal Rumble this year for a third time. I do not need to see him in the main event of WrestleMania, wrestling Drew McIntyre for this title. I think it's time to put someone else, for someone else to win the Royal Rumble. And I stick by what I said on In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I think Gunther is going to win the Royal Rumble, and he is going to go on to face CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania. And he might just win. This might be on the first night of WrestleMania. So my pick is still Gunther. I think actually, and I wouldn't be surprised if he eliminates Cody Rhodes. If it comes down to Cody Rhodes, I'll call it right now. Royal Rumble 2026. The last two entrants will be Gunther and Cody Rhodes. Gunther will eliminate Cody and win the Royal Rumble. Calling it right here. Okay, so Cody makes his announcement. So we go backstage. There's Matt Cardona is there. Trick Williams is there. Coming back from the commercial break, we get another number one contenders match. It's Matt Cardona and Trick Williams. And Matt Cardona hits a couple of boots. He tries to go for the Rough Rider, but Trick Williams gets out of it. Trick Williams comes back with the trick shot, and he pins Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona, just anytime he's in WWE, he tends to lose more matches than wins. But Trick advances, and he joins Randy Orton in the Fatal 4-Way. So Trick celebrates, and backstage, I think Damian Priest cuts a promo, and then so when we come back to the after the commercial break, so Kit Wilson, formerly one of Pretty Deadly, he's gonna cut a promo. He actually he comes down to the ring and he cuts a promo on toxic masculinity. Oh yeah. Kit Wilson was walking down to the ring. He beats up Matt Cardona. He gets into the ring and he talks about toxic masculinity. But he's immediately interrupted by Jacob Fatu, who basically beats him up. And then Jacob Fatu wants a mic, and he cuts a promo and calls out Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes down to the ring. And this is your brawl of the week. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu have a brawl. And then some officials race down to the ring to break them up. And they keep brawling into the commercial break. Coming back from the commercial break, it's announced that Saturday night's main event will be Jacob Fatu taking on Cody Rhodes. And then the next number one contenders match takes place. Solo Sikoa versus Damian Priest. Solo Sikoa has the MFTs with him. Damian Priest is there by himself. But I think this was Damian Priest hitting the South of Heaven chokeslam on Solo Sikoa, pinning him 1, 2, 3. So it looks like that Damian Priest is the third person to qualify for the Fatal 4-Way. At some point in this match, yet the lights in the arena went out, and when they came back on, the Wyatt Six were there. They started brawling with the MFTs at ringside. Uncle Howdy was able to get his lantern back, but then Tala Tonga came back, beat up Uncle Howdy, and gave the lantern back to Solo Sikoa. So they still have this lantern. We have Sami Zayn backstage talking to Drew McIntyre, and he basically says that he's going to be champion. Coming back from the commercial break, another promo for the second season of WWE Unreal. We have Carmelo Hayes has another open challenge for the United States title. Accepting the challenge this week is TNA X Division champion Leon Slater. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a match you should go out of your way to watch. This was a very good, evenly paced babyface versus babyface match. Well done. I have to give a round of applause for this one, because these two guys left it in the ring. I was very impressed. But it was Carmelo Hayes hitting the first 48. He was able to finally defeat Leon Slater in a very entertaining match. Afterwards, we see Shinsuke Nakamura watching the match from backstage when he's confronted by Tama Tonga. And I guess, I don't know, maybe those two are going to have a match at some point. Johnny Gargano is with his wife, Candice LeRae. They're confronted by Axiom, who are both wearing masks, and Johnny Gargano gets beaten up and dropped on the floor. Coming back from the commercial break, an Obafemi video package. And then in the arena, Jade Cargill is sitting at ringside. She's going to watch Chelsea Green taking on Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace quickly makes quick work of Chelsea Green. Jordynne Grace hits this move called the direct effect. And basically pins Chelsea Green. No problem with her. Afterwards, Jordynne Grace gets on the mic and she wants Jade Cargill to get in the ring. Jade gets up on the ring apron, and at this point, Chelsea Green tries to sneak attack Jordynne Grace, but Jordynne gets out of the way, and Chelsea Green accidentally knocks Jade Cargill to the floor, and Alba Fire was it was either Alba Fire or I think it could have been Corey Graves was trying to convince Jade Cargill, oh, she didn't mean it. Backstage, Trick Williams talks about the fact that he's going to be in the Fatal 4-Way. He's interrupted by Damian Priest. Coming back from the commercial break, they talk about next week on SmackDown, the women's tag team title, #1 contenders triple threat match. Julia and Kiana James versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax and Lash Legend. We'll have the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Wyatt Six defend against the MFTs, and Trick Williams will take on Damian Priest. Coming back to the arena, the main event of the evening, #1 contenders match qualifying Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov, a rematch from when Ilya Dragunov won the U.S. title. This time, however, another evenly paced match, but this time it was Sami Zayn avoiding the H-bomb, and he hit the haluva kick on Ilya Dragunov and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So now all four of the #1 contenders for the #1 contenders Fatal 4-Way has been set. It's Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Damian Priest. And it's going to be in Montreal, the Saturday night's main event. So you kind of think Sammy's going to win it. So sometimes you just got to give the audience what they want. And especially if you're in Montreal, what they want is Sami Zayn. So it's probably going to set up Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre eventually for the title. But that was Saturday. That was SmackDown. Very entertaining show. I'll give that one a thumbs up, actually. So that was your wrestling report for this week. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you watched the AMC debut of TNA Wrestling, if you liked SmackDown, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Watch my videos. I've got lots of videos now. I'm kind of getting the hang of this. I'm not exactly a professional podcaster, but I'm trying to do my best. So this is me signing off. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.